Well, hello there. My name is sometimes Heather and I play Elder Scrolls Online. Last time, we dug up Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet, a mythic item from Necrom, and today, I thought we might test it a little bit. But first, reasons. The Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet adds to physical and spell penetration. It also increases your damage done to monsters by 15%, grants you minor force, increases your critical damage by 10%, and reduces the damage done by your light and heavy attacks by 99%. Lately, this mythic has risen in popularity, so I wanted to see if I can make a fun vampire build with it. The Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet is at its best if you slap it on an Arcanist, whose damage mostly comes from the combo of Runeblades and Fate Carver. As the amulet gives a boost to penetration, abilities do more damage and compensate for the decreased damage from light and heavy attacks. But you should still include both in your rotation. Light attacks produce ultimate points and heavy attacks replenish Magicka or stamina, depending on weapon type, and without those, combat becomes a bit of a challenge. From what I have learned about this amulet, Velothi Ur-Mage builds are at their best against hordes of small enemies, so I have tried to keep that in mind. I have given this mythic item to Mummy Rose, my Magicka Arcanist. I have armed her with an infernal staff and woven a combination of abilities I think will work well with the amulet. My precursors seem a bit unfazed by Adeline's powers, so let's head on over to fairer testing grounds, namely Fungal Grotto 1. We have been here countless of times, so it'll be easy to compare this run to previous ones. Let's get going. I'm still struggling with rotation a little bit, but despite that, I like the way Adeline's build drives. Clearing out the first mobs was fast and easy, so let's see what happens at the first mini-boss. Wow, that was brief. I think we will get a better idea of how this build handles against bosses as we reach the first real one. And here we are. Chief Ozazai tends to cause me a lot of trouble, but despite clumsy driving and interrupted fate covers, this seems to be going relatively smoothly. Sustain looks okay, we're staying alive really well, and damage numbers fall into the usual mid-range. I have no complaints here, even though this presentation of rotation was far from perfect. I usually draw this drawing to Brute Birther, but today I felt fear, so individual treatment was in order. Brute Birther is a huggy enemy. We got interrupted a lot, but still managed to slay this mini-boss in less than 30 seconds. I have edited out a shopping break here. Let's move on toward the last mini-boss. Claw is, in my opinion, a really entertaining enemy. It's easy but not too easy, and the summon swarming mudcrabs mechanic is simply fun. It seems that this build is a bit slower against boss enemies than some of my other Arcanist setups, just like we anticipated. One more enemy remains. Crack the Droid King should be an easy ending for our fun-filled tour of Fungal Grotto for the 84th time. In conclusion, I would say that Velothi Ur-Mage's Amulet is a pretty sweet mythic when you are faced with mobs. But as enemies grow larger, trouble gets a brewing. I am actually quite happy about the way Mummy Rose handled this dungeon, and I will show you her build in more detail next Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all later.